Shalom, Havarim, and precious Mishpacha. Good morning. I hope y'all having a great morning. You know what I noticed? Before I have my first cup of coffee, I feel like my throat, not my throat, well, I guess it is my throat, but my voice is just way deeper than when I'm like talking to you guys in the afternoon. Although then, I don't know, it's almost like, okay, my day is over, but, you know, I'm just being silly, just a little observation. Because I know when I go back and watch this video, I'm gonna listen to myself, and it's like, man, as I'm drinking my coffee, like, man, my voice sounds deep. I guess that's everybody, though. Ever since I was a kid, I just hate the way I sound on recordings, you know? But, yeah, I just do. I used to lock myself in my room, and I used to write songs and poetry and all that as a little girl. Yeah, I have like a couple of books of songs from when I was 12, 13. But when I was really, really little, yeah, I would lock myself in my room as much as I could lock myself in my room, because my mother, no, she didn't play those games. No locked doors in her house. And I'm kind of the same way. I've gotten different, you know, I've gotten a little bit more lenient as my son got older. But no, the only locked door is mine. But yeah, so I would lock myself in my room and write, you know, songs, because it was my passion. You know, that third child syndrome, to be recognized and noticed for my talent. So when my parents would have like little get-togethers, and you know, they would have their friends over, and they would put on some Aretha or put on some music, and they would be like, oh, Nessa, come on out here, and you know, show them what you got. And I would dance, and then I would ask my mom to turn the music off so I could sing my song, the new song I wrote. Or if it was Aretha, she would love for me to sing Chain, Chain, Chain. I don't know why. In her head, this was my song, I guess, my mom. But I didn't even understand it as a child what the song was about. But I would sing it, you know. But it would just make me feel good, because in my mind, I was like, I'm the third child and nobody recognizes me. You know, I have to get in where I fit in. So at least I know I'm talented. This is my thinking, right? I'm talented, more talented than all my brothers and sisters. So I'm a go out there and show them what I got. You know, so my mom and, you know, basically so my parents could see me. And yeah, they would see me. But it never failed. I don't know why I'm talking about this, but anyway. Good morning and shalom. Oh, let me fix my phone. Yeah, you know what? What's been on my mind for the last couple of days, it's funny how, you know, Abba, he throws things at me all the time. And it's like I'm in the outfield, and in the outfield I'll see other ones that are truly professing his name, but some of them are far, some of them are close, and it's like he's at the I'm not good with sports analogies, but I'm just saying what I envision in my head. and he's throwing the ball in the outfield, throwing it at us, not to the home plate, but in the outfield where all of us that are professing his name, we're at. And it just so happened that sometimes he throws it, he looks at me, he gives me the signal, and he throws it at me, and I catch it. You know, I catch it and I receive it, and I hold on to it. And then he'll give me the signal when it's time for me to go share it with the other ones that are professing, and also with the folks in the bleachers who came to watch the game. That might sound like a silly analogy, but I have a very vivid and imagination and a vivid imagination and a very animated personality. Can you tell? An imagination. So sometimes when things happen like that, when Abba presents things to me, I just think of those things. But yeah, that's one thing I think of. Another thought that comes to my mind when it comes to Abba and us walking this walk and on the path is, I think I might have shared this with a couple of other people maybe, but I always envision this jungle, the jungle representing the world, and Hashatan's distorted view and twisted view of everything that we learned while we're walking on the path. And in the middle of this jungle is a clear path that's straight, and some parts of it is cobblestone, some parts of it might be gravel, and some parts of it there's lifted cobblestone where you have to step. You have to make a step to go upward, just slightly upward, which is, an analogy to your growth. Are you being filled and being washed by the word and learning new things? Because Abba is trusting us, so he's giving us, kind of like an elevated, going to the next step, an elevation, right? And then, but you're not going that far. You're just taking a step every now and then as you're walking the path, but you're steady walking the path. The key is way, way down the road, way, way down the path is this bright, 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 bright light that's illuminating through the silhouette of this huge door, which the door would be Yeshua, and the light is Yahweh and the Shamayim and the Malchut, right? And that's our goal. That's home. So we're walking this walk to get home, right? But as we're walking, remember, we're walking through the middle of this jungle, which is the world, on our way home. The path might have lifted steps made of cobblestone. Why they're made of cobblestone in my mind, in my imagination, is because it's not a smooth surface, and if you're not paying attention to your walk and being focused on that door and the light that's illuminating the silhouette of the door, you'll miss your step and you'll trip. And when you trip, you'll trip to the ground and you'll roll over off into one side or the other, which is the jungle. And you have to make your way back. Now, when you make your way back to the path, are you going to be in the same place that you were before? Or will Abba feel the need to teach you again, which is that cyclical teaching? So you might make back to the path where you might have started out a while ago, and he wants to reteach you and maybe unlearn some things from your mind that you might have learned in the jungle, in the world. Retrain you, but that's what I think of. I just think of that. And another thing that I always think of when we're on the path, it's important for us to pay attention. It's important for us to pay attention to where we're going, which is the straight, narrow path forward on to the light. Because as soon as we even dart our eyes, as soon as our eyes shift our dart to the side, to the left or the right, to the jungle, to the darkness, we fall, because we're not paying attention to the next elevated cobblestone, the next step that might be right in front of us. And that's just something that we might do unintentionally. We might miss the mark. But there are some who on the path, and they might see some juicy strawberries or some juicy melons or something that looks really good over there in the jungle while they're walking the path. So they just want to go over there and see what that's about. Oh, that looks really good. That can't be too bad. Let me walk over there and just have a bite. Let me have a taste, right? That's the lion, the Nahash, right? In the beginning, when Hashatan fooled and deceived Eve, Hawa. But it's still going on today. So some of those people go over there willfully, and eat of the fruit. And then they want to go into the thick of the jungle, into the thick of the world, to see what other fruit is out there. It can't be that harmful because this tastes really good. And we on this path. Ain't no fruit on this path. There's no food on this path. We're just walking. We're learning, but I want to eat. I want to eat something else. All right? What does that remind you of? That reminds you of the Israelites when they were in the desert. They were sick of eating their daily bread that Yahweh was providing for them every day. It started to taste, it didn't taste so good after a while. And they weren't appreciative of their daily bread, their daily growth, and where he was taking them. They wanted something more and something different, so they started to complain and left the path, right? So anyway, I just wanted to share that with y'all. That's what I envision when I think of the path. Some go off the path into the jungle, into the thick of the darkness. You can come back onto the path